Hey everybody, Shane and Mason here, Legacy Realty, Severson team. We are excited to do our November market update. So I am excited to jump into these numbers. Why don't you kick us off here, Mason? What's going on in the market in Denver?
Yes, so our average price of a home sold in November was $596,394. Now, that is a little inflated, and we've talked about this in the past. If you look at the numbers, that shows being up 16%.
16%.
Which is insane.
That's insane.
That's just not necessarily true. So we've talked about this in the past. The reason it's so inflated is recently we've had a lot of more higher end homes selling, which is bumping up that average price, and a lot of the lower end homes just aren't selling right now. So that's why there's such a huge increase in that. But we're probably seeing about like 4 to 6% increase in the average price.
Yeah, I would think so.
It down,
and most of that is COVID related, right? I mean, it's all COVID related. I mean, you know, people are losing jobs, so lower end, they're not selling. The people are making a lot of money. They need more space in their house, so they're buying the bigger homes. And so it's really skewing our numbers right now. So the big thing that I really want to hit on in this market update really is inventory.
Right. What inventory?
Yeah, I don't think there is any inventory. I think that's the point, right? There is none. So if I were to title this, I would say inventory. The whole market is based on inventory, and as Mason said, what inventory? There is none. And so I think that is the point right now. We can see that in a couple different numbers, and I think they were mind-blowing when we were looking at these numbers this morning. Just mind-blowing. First of all, our month of inventory is at 0.8%. 0.8. Right. We've not been under 1 month inventory we went back on our graph, and it only 2010. So it would only let us go back 10 years, almost 11 years now. It only go back just under 11 years, and there was nothing even close. We hit the last couple of years, we've been running low inventory at about 1.5 months inventory to a month inventory in the low part. We are at 0.8, which we've never seen. I'm not sure I've ever seen that since I've been in the business in 22 years. So this is the lowest inventory I've ever seen in my life, 0.8. That is a drop of 58%, believe it or not, in inventory, months inventory. So that is absolutely mind-blowing. And everything you hear about the market, everything, prices going up, crazy overbids, all of that is based on the lack of inventory. That is what's going on right now. The other number that kind of flows with this inventory that you can see is this idea of active listings. We have 3,853 active listings on the market today, right now. Well, in November, as we were looking at this, as you guys know, we're a little further ahead in our time. We always look back when the numbers come out. So in November, we had 3,853. I'm actually curious to see what that's going to look like, because it's going to be kind of crazy. But that is actually 54% drop as well. 54% drop. Now, last November, when we looked at this, I know 3,800, I think we're looking at 3,800 homes. I know that sounds like a lot. Right? It sounds like
a lot.
We say there's like literally nothing on the market. I can tell you, I've been looking for homes for me and my family, possibly moving, just thinking about it. And we've been looking in a 10-mile, square mile area, and literally there's been like 2 homes hit in the last 5 months. 2 homes in 5 months. There's nothing on the market. So when we talk about 38 homes on the market, 3,800 homes on the market, that sounds like a lot. But keep in mind, that is all of Metro Denver. That's everywhere. And there's millions of people here fighting for those homes. And so last November, our number was 8,404 homes. So again,
which that is still not a lot.
Not even close,
Not
right?
a lot. So the fact that we're down even that much
Right?
more is
We were
crazy.
just over, we need 6 months supply, 6 months supply. I think when we did our last market update, or one of them, we talked about how to swing the market to a buyer's market or a neutral market. We needed 25,000 homes on the market just to tip the market a little bit. So I hope everybody listening, watching this, if you watch this, I'm telling you, we are giving our clients incredible information that you're not getting out there. Listen to what I'm saying. 25,000 homes just to tip the market, and we're at 3,000 homes. I mean,
Nowhere close.
not even close. I mean, we could have COVID take out half our jobs, and that would maybe level things out. Now, I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but honestly, nothing is tipping this. And so the last thing I want to talk about is showings, average showings per listing, which I thought was a little interesting. We were talking about a little bit earlier, Mason, and that is average showings right now for a listing are actually 15. Last November they were 6. So again, that is what do I have that down? Like 144% decrease or increase in our showings. Why, if there's no inventory, why when our numbers are all down and then you look at showings and they're 144% higher, why would that be?
Yeah, because you still have technically, I mean, the same amount of buyers that are looking, but there's such little inventory that everyone's looking at the same houses. So you still have, however many hundreds of thousands of buyers out there, but you have that much more or that much less inventory. So all those same, individuals, couples, families, they're all still looking, but there's only that many, homes on the market to look at. So everyone's looking at the same home.
So if you got 100 buyers in one neighborhood, and you had 15 homes to choose from, you may see a home you like and not look at the others, right? Or if there's only one home in the neighborhood, all 100 buyers are going to look at that house, right? So I think that is huge. Well, what do we take away from this market update and the whole idea of inventory? I think that some people could be very excited right now with the market, and I think it could be Great Depression for others in the market right now. I know a lot of first-time home buyers. I know a lot of family, my kids, trying to get into the market, and it's Great Depression, like I'll never get there. So I want to talk about a couple things as we close. How does this relate? I always try to relate it to our sellers, our investors, and our buyers. I'll hit 2 of those, and that is our sellers. How does this benefit sellers? I think we've just talked about that. I mean, literally, you put a house on the market now, I could probably sell that house for 40 grand higher than the highest comparable in your house, in the neighborhood. If you want to make 40 grand just like that, give me a call. We'll list your house 40 grand over. I mean, this is unprecedented times like we may never see again. This is the best time, if you're thinking about selling, to sell a house. One like I've never seen before. Investors, money that these investors are making, you should not own one home. You should own 50 homes, 20 homes, as many homes as you can possibly get into. And this year, this next year, we're going to be talking a lot to people looking to build great wealth through investing. If you're making $30,000, $40,000 a year on one house, imagine multiplying that times 10. Now you're making $300,000 to $400,000 a year in the real estate through investors. So it's pretty much a given how it's benefiting our sellers, how it's benefiting our investors. The question really comes down to, okay, Shane, how can you spin this and make it sound like it is really good for a buyer? So my question to you, Mason, is it really good for a buyer in this market?
It can be.
Yes.
Yes, it can be. And I think the biggest thing to think about as a buyer right now are, number one, the interest rates. We've talked about this. We'll probably never in the rest of our life see interest rates this low. So you're saving, as a buyer, saving hundreds, thousands of dollars on your mortgage, in interest because the interest rates are so low. So
I tell people this, Mason, when I got into the business, my
Right.
first interest rates were 12%. 12%.
Yeah.
And I hear people
Crazy.
today tell me, oh, I got a high interest rate at 4. I'm like, that's a third of what it was.
Right.
And now we're talking in the 2s. This is free money.
right, and that's locked in too. I mean, so here's the thing: if you can get in at a low interest rate, now is the time to do it. And when you're in, you're an owner. That makes you a seller. So you can turn around and you can make however much money, 5, 10, 30 on your house in a couple years, and you've made that much money just because of how crazy the inventory is, the market is. So you can quickly become a seller if you're not already, and I think that there's huge advantages to getting into the market as soon as you can.
So let me ask you a question, Mason, as we close. As a buyer, just so they understand that this really is good for a buyer. If you were buying your first home, let's say you were getting in and you were buying your first home.
Yeah.
Would you rather buy it in a market that's depressed going down,
Right.
or would you rather be a buyer buying in a market that's screaming hot going
Oh,
up?
totally. Absolutely would rather buy in a market that's going to continue to grow. And I understand that it's intimidating. But in my opinion, you're wasting time by not getting in as soon as you can, and getting in a time where it's just only going to continue to skyrocket. So
I think people still are concerned and worried about a bubble. We're still worried and concerned about, it all sounds great until you're putting a bunch of money into a place that the market is going to drop. The fact of the matter is, give us a call. We have 3,000 homes on the market. We need 25,000 just to swing it. That's not happening for a long time. So if you're a buyer in this market, now is the time to buy. If you're a seller, oh my God, if you're thinking about selling, now's the time. And if you are an investor, I don't care where your money is, stock market, I don't care where it is, you need to get a hold of us, because now is the time to buy real estate and buy it in groves. I hope that helps. Now is the time to do everything that you want to do in real estate. 2021 is your real estate year. God bless. Those are the numbers. It's crazy out there. Give us a call. We'll help you out. God bless. We'll see you next time.